Welcome, welcome. If you would please be seated. Thank you. Thank you. My name is George Zalesnik, and I'm the head of school, and welcome to Crefeld Graduation 2025. Yeah. Before we begin the ceremony, I want to thank a few people. The Board of Trustees, we do have some trustees in the audience tonight, and the board president, Kendall, who will be awarding the diplomas. They do a lot of the hard work kind of behind the scenes that you don't really see. So let's give the Board of Trustees a round of applause. And we would not be here today without the amazing group of individuals to my right. So I'm going to ask the staff to please stand. And let's give them a huge thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We will now enjoy a performance by the Glee Club. Let's give a round of applause for Ben, Courtney, and their leadership, and of course, our student performers. Before I address the graduates, I want to let you all know that we are recording this ceremony, as well as having it professionally photographed. Pictures and videos will be available and shared with families in the coming days. Good morning, graduates, families, staff, and friends. Today marks a significant milestone in your journey, a journey that has been uniquely shaped by the Crefeld School commitment to fostering self-aware, empathetic, lifelong learners. As you stand on the threshold of new beginnings, it's essential to reflect on the values that have guided you here. At Crefeld, we've always believed that education is not just about acquiring knowledge, but about understanding your inherent worth and your ability to positively impact society. This philosophy has been the cornerstone of your growth and resilience. Throughout your time here, you've embraced challenges, celebrated your strengths, and learned from your experiences. Whether it was through hands-on projects in this glass studio, the collaborative efforts in the Cref Lab, or reflective conversations with your advisors, each moment has contributed to your development as individuals ready to make meaningful contributions to the world. You have modeled poise and tenacity for the younger students. Each of you have grown so much over your time at Crefeld. I would like to take a moment to share a memory about each of you. This is just one memory from me, not the whole picture. Gwen, your dedication to the yearbook. Elena, your voice on stage and in your artwork. Alyssa, Girl Scout cookies. Can I call you next year to get some Thin Mints? Levi, playing football on the field during the pandemic. Remember that? Chloe, your maturity. Naeli, your perseverance. Nick, your brilliance in the Cref Lab. Lydia, your independence. Zevon, your talent in game design. Cole, no shade, but what's Sierra going to do next year? Jacob, the Crefeld photographer. Corey, your impressive internship at KPMG. Your journey has been a testament to the power of a strength-based approach, recognizing and nurturing what you do well while addressing areas of growth. This balanced perspective has equipped you with the tools to navigate the complexities of life with confidence and compassion. As you step into the future, remember that the lessons learned here extend beyond the classroom. They are embedded in your ability to think critically, act with integrity, and engage with the world around you. The resilience you've cultivated will serve as a foundation for the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. Congratulations, class of 2025. The world awaits your unique contributions, and we are incredibly proud of the individuals you have become. You are Crefelders for life. I would like to now call up the senior speaker, Lydia Malone.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you. Standing here today, I can't help but feel a mix of disbelief, pride, and a whole lot of nostalgia. After years of classes, projects, laughter, and growth, we made it. But before I say anything else, I want to take a moment to thank the people who have guided me through some of my toughest school years. First, thank you to George. Your support, your patience, and your belief in us never went unnoticed. Thank you for always putting up with our complaints, whether it was about the building being way too hot or way too cold. Thank you for making the school day lighter, whether by stopping into class to check in on our work or just to say hey. You always reminded us that the school day didn't have to be stressful to be meaningful. Thank you to Gina for always being our biggest cheerleader. Whether we were finishing a project, presenting a GBE, or turning in an English paper, no matter how small the win, Gina was there, smiling, proud, clapping us along. And to all of our teachers, We really don't say it enough, but thank you. To the English teachers, thank you for helping us discover our voices in ways we never thought possible. Because of you, we're stepping into the world confident in how we speak, how we write, and how we tell our stories. To the science teachers, thank you for reminding us that curiosity is the heart of learning. You taught us that asking the right questions is just as powerful as knowing the right answers. To the history teachers, thank you for showing us how the past continues to shape who we are and who we can be. You've helped us become not just students, but citizens of the world. To the art teachers, both visual and performing, thank you for giving us the space to express ourselves beyond our words. Whether it was on stage, through a canvas, or in a sketchbook, you reminded us that creativity is not a side subject, it's a language in and of itself. You helped us find beauty, honesty, and power in our expression. And finally, to the math teachers, you deserve a special kind of award. Thank you for putting up with our Thank you for your patience, your persistence, and somehow making sense of chaos. You put up with our collective confusion and came back every day ready to help us try again. Some memories from Crefeld will stay with me forever, like the kickball games, where competition and chaos blended into something only this school could pull off. I'll always remember that wild spirit, the laughs, the cheering, and the fact that we somehow made a regular day feel special. Or the 11-12 team bonding trip to the aquarium way back at the start of the year when most of us barely knew each other. But somehow something clicked. I remember thinking this year it was going to be special, and it was. Halloween at Crefeld was never just a day, it was a whole experience. A chance to let go, to be silly, and to feel those childish feelings again, if only for a moment. And of course, the mini courses. Mine specifically were the Civil Rights Tour in my 10th grade year, Voices and Visions in my 11th grade year, and Secret Codes and Ciphers this year. Every one of them taught me something no textbook ever could. They pushed us to think differently, to experience history and creativity firsthand, and that's a rare gift. Crefeld taught me a lot. It taught me that it's okay to be different. In fact, being different is kind of the point. I learned that a great community fosters great minds, and that when we advocate for ourselves and each other, real growth happens. But it wasn't always easy. Math, especially calc, pushed me harder than I expected. There were moments where I felt completely lost, moments where self-doubt crept in, moments where I fell behind. But I never stayed down for long because I had the people around me who picked me up and who reminded me that I could do this. I did, and we all did. If I had to describe our class, I'd say we are headstrong, each of us unafraid to speak our truth and hard to knock down, creative in art, in thinking, and in solving problems. Unique, caring, inquisitive, and personable. We're a class that refuses to fit in a box, and that is our greatest strength. So here's my advice to you and to myself. We can do this. Even when it gets hard, don't give up easily. The world may not always accommodate you, but you can always find a way to accommodate yourself and thrive. And most importantly, remember this. This community will always be here for you, as will I. And even when you leave the building, its impact doesn't go away. You'll carry it with you. To every teacher, mentor, and classmate who made these years unforgettable, thank you. And to the class of 2025, goodbye, good luck, and I'll never forget you. We made it, now let's go show the world who we are.
We will now have the commencement speech and awarding of the diploma. We will start with Gwendolyn Rachel Bernstein.
I've been thinking about a project I wanted to do for Gwen in honor of her graduation, but I didn't quite get it finished in time. Gwen, is it okay if I just do it now? Sure. Okay, thanks. I've decided to do this project in Canva, a program Gwen inspired me to learn and which reminds me a lot of her. I begin on the home page. Crefeld has been Gwen's home for the past 5 years, and she has been an integral part of my advisory for the last 4. She went from being the self-titled baby of the advisory to a leader and a consistently joyful presence. In her school home, Gwen organizes food days, plays games, talks about what's on her mind, or just relaxes. Gwen has told me several times that I'm like her school mom. Now, I don't know if I'd go that far, but I will miss her so much. But no time to think about that now. I have to work on this presentation. Probably there should be a pink background, since, you know, on Wednesdays we wear pink. Then I'll start adding elements to my project to represent Gwen. There's got to be something about Gwen leading her peers as the yearbook editor, a job in which she grew personally while commemorating special Crefeld moments for everyone. She has also added layers, with new interests and talents coming to the forefront. One has been the development of her skills in the visual arts and sewing. She even made herself a dress this year. Speaking of visual elements, I'll add some text in just the right font. Truly, I could write an entire essay, properly cited and with no passive voice, of course, about how we have seen Gwen become more confident, learn to use her resources, and seek out leadership opportunities. But I'll try to keep it short. Next, I'll add in some audio because this project just wouldn't capture Gwen without music. Maybe a show tune? She does love musicals, so it would be wicked to ignore that. You knew there were going to be puns. Or maybe a tune from the 50s? Gwen rocks at identifying songs from decades ago. No, it's got to be a recording of the Glee Club. Gwen has long been a supportive member of Glee, and this year she organized a fabulous showcase of her fellow students. I'll pull some songs from the video she made of the show. Now that the presentation is complete, it's time to share it. Canva makes it easy to collaborate, which is perfect since Gwen is such a sharer. Sometimes literally, like when she presents me with hilarious memes she has made about science concepts, or volunteers to make programs for performances. This year, she very secretively got the whole staff involved to make me a sweet Hugh Jackman-themed birthday card. Often, Gwen shares her time and empathy with her friends and seeks out connections with others. This will stand her in good stead in the future as she works to become a teacher. We'll be sharing Gwen with Kutztown University next year, but she'll always be truly ours. Gwen, as you graduate, first and foremost, I want you to know that we love you. You are capable and sweet and smart and funny and kind. Trust yourself. There are going to be good days and hard days, and you will make it through them all. This is getting at me. Your canvas will grow ever larger as you move on from here. Believe in yourself as you work to fill it with all the elements that make you happy and fulfilled. And also, here's that project I made for you. Happy graduation. We love you.
Elena Morgan Carwill.
You ready? Elena is a quintessential creative artist, as most Crefelders well know. Was that too big a word for two? Okay. Many might think of her first as a performing artist, whether acting or singing. With her star-quality stage presence, as a versatile performer, she truly commands the stage. Yet she also knows how to cede the spotlight whenever she's in a supporting role, and thus makes for a fabulous scene partner for playing second fiddle. Fewer Crefelders might know about her talents as a visual or literary artist, but her artistic acumen as both a poet and an illustrator is equally one of her signature strengths. Starring as Annabelle in The Lightning Thief last spring, Elena sang lyrics announcing her grand plan to be remembered, just you wait and see. So I'd like to take Elena up on Annabeth's invitation and share some of the cherished memories I have of my mercurial advisee. The first thing that comes to mind when I think of Elena is how vibrantly alive she is on stage. She positively radiates a sort of mesmerizing energy that's enthralling to behold. So she excels when she's cast in a lead role, like the drowsy chaperone diva Janet Van de Graaff. But Elena isn't just a one-dimensional soloist. She's also a deft harmonizer who loves accompanying others as the wind beneath their wings. Speaking of wings and airborne fauna, we also mustn't forget Elena's avid affection for more terrestrial creatures, too. Elena adores animals. From her penchant for feeding pigeons and feral cats during her mini-course trip to Hawaii, much to the islanders' chagrin, to her work at the Doggy Daycare Center and volunteering at the Montco SPCA, Elena often resembles the bird lady in Mary Poppins, lovingly caring for all sorts of critters. Even her GBE research paper on why exotic animals should not be kept as pets attests to her commitment to animal welfare, featuring Elena's excellent research skills in addition to her fervent support of this important cause. In other words, Elena can flex scholarly chops as well as her passion for animal husbandry. I first noticed Elena's scholarly skills when she enrolled in and helped co-create my Voices and Visions elective her junior year. The transdisciplinary course featured literary analysis as well as art history, and Elena quite naturally excelled in both these academic disciplines. Another of Elena's more recent exploits was her terrific facilitation of the Poetry Club as her leadership exhibition. This project enabled her to showcase her gifts as a poet, as well as her nurturing ability to bring out the best in others. Like the character she played in The Lightning Thief, Elena has always been a smart girl. She also feels things intensely and brings an uncanny sense of empathy to all her relationships. These intra and interpersonal qualities enabled her to shine in the Poetry Club as both a bard and a mentor to the poetic apprentices she attracted. The other trait of hers that I will always remember and cherish is her empathic generosity of spirit. When George invites shout-outs from students or teachers in our morning meetings to show appreciation for other community members, Elena is one of the most frequent students to speak up. Her gratitude for the contributions of other Crefelders just proves how little Elena takes her opportunities for granted. The last lines from Elena's Lightning Thief solo that really resonate with me are when Annabeth invites the audience to wise up, because she's going to rise up, as we will all soon see. She'll be game for any challenge, and someday soon, the world will notice her. So nota bene, everyone, Elena is coming, and we needn't wait long to see.
Alyssa Ray Conroe.
It would be easy for me to write an entire speech using Girl Scout cookies as an analogy for Alyssa's time at Crefeld. While cookie season is a very public aspect of Alyssa's identity here, there is so much more to who she is. She has learned so much and shared important parts of herself with the school. She used building blocks, accumulated necessary mining tools, and built up her strength to create a place unique to her. Welcome to Alyssa's World of Minecraft, Crefeld Edition. The first thing Alyssa did when creating her Crefeld world was to design her character who, just as the Conroes and I have always done for family conferences, was to don a hat. Corey. Okay, now we can proceed with this meeting, right? Okay. From day one, Alyssa was in creative mode, using her first mining tool, her hands, to break apart blocks and trees, although not literally, to build her first Crefeld room. She started making her world very beautiful, whether a doodle, full drawings, or learning new mediums. When Alyssa took glass blowing, she always proudly showed off each new piece she finished. In her junior year, she participated in the stained glass project at the Woodmere, where she designed and created a stained glass window that was donated to the Ali Forney Foundation or Center in New York City, which serves the homeless LGBTQ+ youth. And music. We know that Alyssa is an avid music fan. Everywhere she went, humming in class, leadership in CSL, or theater, there was music. Remember your freshman year when you told me your favorite band was AJR and you were so shocked when I said I didn't know who they were? And then you said, you'll know them when you hear their music. And you're right, I knew who they were. As Alyssa continued to build her Crefeld Minecraft world, she sometimes had to do battle with mobs in the dark mode of night to protect her space. Not all of the battles ended quickly, but here we are, senior year, proof that she conquered the mobs with tenacity and confidence. Making use of the technological tools she earned, she wrote some pretty outstanding papers her junior and senior years. Her research paper this year was on a topic I knew nothing about, the free library created in Minecraft to combat censorship. Alyssa's solid research showed her strength bar filling up, becoming a stronger, more independent student. As a part of keeping her strength up, Alyssa has to make sure her food bar is full. Food. Do goldfish snacks exist in Minecraft? Well, they do in Alyssa's world. Alyssa knows what she likes to eat, but more importantly, she knows what she doesn't like to eat. The biggest test of her palate was when she went to Hawaii for spring mini course this May. And I warned you, right, that you have to be an adventurous eater. She growled at me with that scrunched up face. Alyssa did not disappoint. Sarah Spector and I got Alyssa to try very interesting foods, from Korean to Chinese, and somehow my sister got her to eat an apple banana. I have no idea where that came from. One of the strangest things she ate was a kuli kuli, AKA Hawaiian Gatorade, which we picked up right from the shrub, and she popped it in her mouth. And, Mom and Dad, she ate more than one leaf. Food bar full. Alyssa has defeated mobs and built beautiful things while finding new ways to keep her food and energy bars full. I think Alyssa's world of Minecraft is far from complete though. She will start building her Kutztown edition next year, where she will be starting her college adventure, building new blocks, earning new tools, and of course, trying new food. The good part is yet to come. Alyssa, I know for sure that your future worlds will continue to be full of adventure, art, and especially music. So imagine us singing AJR to the good part your freshman year when you asked me, do you know who that band is? And I say yes. So here we are. We've skipped to the good part. Congratulations.
Levi Donald Kuhn.
Levi, Tell me, what level are we in the game? Right, ending the 12th. You see, I figured it out. None of this is real. We're all just characters inside an elaborate virtual reality crafted entirely in Levi's mind. It's like the Matrix meets Fortnite. Levi is player one, the strategist. That's why he sometimes gets quiet, looking down, hyper-focused, sometimes uttering something you can almost hear. Was that wisdom? Sarcasm? Always planning his next move, always building. So where does this game begin? Levi began his career, his quest, in middle school at Crefeld, where he built his love of physical activity. He played soccer and imagined himself in the pro leagues. Quiet, this young avatar wasn't even as tall as me. A backpack kid with a classic skater haircut. He wasn't doing the floss yet, but the hype was coming. For now, Levi enjoyed missions with his advisor Dan, hiking trails, biking quests, basketball duels, chicken chases. He was the first biker to tackle the infamous Rex Avenue Hill. Levi was leveling up. Then the virus came, you know the one, disrupting the game. Characters were forced into Zoom realms, cameras flickering. It felt like we were stuck in the storm without a launch pad. Here I first noticed a glitch in the system. Levi, focused on keeping the mission going, accidentally dropped the code to Among Us in the chat during my English class. Levi, is that a code to the game? I uttered. If I had only known then what I know now. I just growled as his window minimized, his face vanished. A faint, sorry, I lost connection, floated back to me like he'd been eliminated mid-match. But usually, Levi kept his camera on, lording over the game. That's when I started to see his world, a cat nearby, his artwork on the walls. The chaos opened him up and made him a more adapted player. As he leveled into high school, the quests got harder. He made his advisor Leo, then zapped me from middle school to join the squad. Aaron also helped, as did his family. Levi favored ski excursions, snow biomes, and found co-player Corey for his missions. Together, they unlocked many achievements. There were bonus levels too, like spring mini courses with Dean and Rachel. This year, he tackled puzzles and ciphers, adding to his trophy count by making an elaborate turning grill. On the 11th level, he unlocked his alchemy, laying the foundation for taking an intensive chemistry class after crafting the perfect royal deck. This was a major side quest turned into a core passion. This year, he added a full squad wipe of difficulty, all intensive classes. He entered a boss battle in calculus with CPU Dean. But Levi powered up, used the take the L emote of self-doubt, and kept going. Perseverance became a mythic weapon, a rare power he carried into other challenges. He used dance-offs, aka basketball matches, for his leadership exhibition, utilizing competition as a strategy to inspire his younger players. He built a soundtrack for the game, combining his creative and tech exhibition that was highlighted at the end of the year morning meeting screenings. When I complimented it, he went meta, another glitch in the system. He said, I'm just trying to graduate, Nicole. Well, Levi, you've done just that. Next year, Levi levels up to Temple University. He's been rocking the hoodie already in preparation. There he'll explore a new map, build a new squad, and tackle higher level chemistry missions. Levi, you've mastered the skills and you're ready for the next challenge, but it just won't be the same without you on the island. So, congratulations. I hope I got most of that.
Chloe Joy Cormier.
It's the first time an advisee hasn't adjusted the microphone for me. There you go. Yeah, thank you, thank you. When Michelangelo Buonarroti created his statue of David, he turned the human form into a timeless piece where every decision deeply affects how the viewer sees it. Much like him, you too have spent 3 years crafting something remarkable, Chloe. You have created an image of yourself that constantly illuminates new complexities and details, challenging others to think more meaningfully and empathetically while in your company. In this way, you have much of the same skills that a Renaissance great like Michelangelo would have. In fact, there's not actually much that separates you and him. Just paint the Pope's ceiling and I'd say you're even. You certainly have the ability to, as proven by your many pieces in Crefeld's art shows. How could we forget your innovative works, such as your drawing inspired by Karen Klimenik, compete with three-dimensional bows, like your shoes. There's also your creative exhibition, in which you completed your own masterpieces, handmade rings, earrings, and bow rings that you now have up for sale on your Etsy shop. Really, folks, you should check that out. Even when you doodle something that you don't really plan on keeping, you end up drawing something that would take someone else a month. That's not right. That would take someone else a month to get close to. Between your jewelry and your fine arts pieces, you'd certainly find success in running your own Renaissance workshop. You preside over all your apprentices' works, and based on how you supported your fellow Crefeld artists at the Poetry Club, I know you'd spur them on to create only the best. Surely, the Cormier stamp of approval would be the envy of all the courts. Your artistic abilities, and really your overall fantastic abilities as a student, are a masterpiece in their own right. Now, if we look at you from a different angle, we see another parallel, not only in your capabilities, but in your unshakable beliefs. Michelangelo hated the political corruption that plagued his society, and he spoke out loudly against it. Similarly, you are a fierce social justice advocate, tirelessly promoting women's empowerment, and your sense of right and wrong is guided by your strong morals. You also back your friends to the hilt, the same friends that, when you showed up here, you were worried you'd never make. In fact, you have a whole crowd of friends now that I constantly have to chase out of our advisory, like a security guard pushing out stragglers at the Louvre. Still, you found your crowd and you love your crowd. You treat them with the same respect and adoration one has when beholding Michelangelo's Pieta. In this piece, the artist's depiction of steadfast love has stood the test of time, just like the love that you honor your friends with. Now, you've already made a strong case for being a Renaissance master. However, there's one more key skill that I think nails it down for you. No matter how difficult a task, you push yourself until it's done. Do you remember when you fought through heat stroke at the Grand Canyon and still finished the hike for your spring mini course? Or when you struggled writing a research paper in sophomore year? You were worried about all the edits you had in your draft, and you thought research papers just weren't for you. But then, by senior year, you turned in a great paper about the Western art canon. You took an intimidating task, sculpted, carved, and sanded down the rough edges, and you created something brilliant. Naturally, that wasn't enough of a challenge for you, as you also decided to start taking French at Chestnut Hill College, where you promptly aced the class. That's not the last you'll see of college, though, as you'll be heading off to school, majoring in art history and curatorial studies. I can't wait to see the exhibits you'll set up one day, and who knows, maybe you'll be choosing how to display Michelangelo one day.
Here, I'll get it. It's all good. Nayeli Ariel Afrat.
One day during lunch last year, Nellie and friends were eating in my room. And from outside, I heard one student jokingly say, "This isn't your room, it's Tony's room." And Nayeli responded, "Yeah, and Tony's my advisor, so it's my room." I stood outside giggling. That's the thing with Nayeli. She pulls at your heartstrings in so many ways. Staking a claim on the room was a lovely reminder that, yeah, because she's been my advisee since her freshman year, we have a kinship, and I'm glad she learned to trust and be comfortable in our advisory space. What helped Nayeli create this space for herself was through art. Surprise! Nayeli loves art. She is a walking art gallery that changes exhibits on a daily basis. One day, her freshman or sophomore year, she had these huge white sneakers on her table. And I asked her, "What are they for?" She goes, "I'm painting them." I'm like, what? She answered like that was the most logical response. Okay. And this was just the beginning of me finding out who Nayeli was as a creator of beautiful things. In her 4 years at Crefeld, she perfected her techniques while learning new mediums. I remember when she took glassblowing for the first time, she was so excited. I had only ever seen her drawings, and I was happy at her interest to learn a new skill. When she brought me maybe her third piece, I was in awe. It was a beautiful silver glass tumbler that I couldn't stop looking at, and I eventually stole. Don't worry though, she saw me do it because I just didn't give it back to her. For her creative exhibition this year, she tried yet another new medium, where she made a stop-motion claymation video about mental health. I was at a conference at the time, but I zoomed in to see her public presentation on it, and I was sitting in the lobby of the Denver Convention Center, tearing up because I was so proud of what she did. It's no wonder that Nayeli focused her creative to spread awareness so people get the help they need. Her heart is so big, and her empathy is so real. And the first time I saw this was in my English class her junior year. Now, most of the texts we read were justice related, and we were reading about a piece about Native American rights. And she sat there with tears in her eyes, and I immediately thought, oh no, I chose the wrong piece. But when I asked her, she says, I'm okay. But she understood the pain, she understood the story, especially as a person of Mayan descent. She feels so strongly about the rights of Native peoples, even choosing to write her research paper on the Indigenous women missing along Highway 16 in Canada. While it was a research paper, her feelings and genuine concern were very evident. But it's not always sad tears. Sometimes Nayeli laughs so hard that she is literally crying and can't breathe. Another day last year, we were reading something a lot more lighthearted, and she started tearing up. I thought again, oh no, what did I do? And she says, no, I'm fine, I'm very happy. Nayeli wears her heart on her sleeve, and she openly shares who she is with those she trusts. I think that's your biggest art flex, the art of care, compassion, kindness, generosity. As Nayeli advanced to each new grade, she started to realize that her genuine self is pretty awesome. Her confidence grew, and she advocated for herself with more ease. She stayed on top of her work and was way ahead of her game in graduation exhibitions. Her confidence and leadership were especially evident this year when she joined Students Run. This was a bonus for me because I got to see her blossom, eventually running the Rothman 8K with the team in November. She encouraged our younger runners and was mostly positive after our trail runs. Although I do think I still need to wrap you in bubble wrap to prevent any more injuries from happening. Nayeli, get your Kleenex. It has been my absolute pleasure being your advisor for 4 years. It fills me with great pride knowing that you are going out into the world as a truly good human being with a sincere heart. As you head to Maryland Institute College of Art to continue your journey as an artist, please remember us little people when you get famous. Please remember that you are wonderful, that you should be proud of everything you've accomplished that contributed to the beautiful, compassionate young lady that you are today. Congratulations.
Nicholas Alexander Houghton.
A keystone is the stone at the very center of an arch, the one that holds everything together. It doesn't demand attention, it doesn't sparkle. But without it, the whole structure falls apart. Nick is our keystone. Nick is an observer. He's the one who notices the detail the rest of us missed. The student who will sit quietly in a classroom and just when you've given up on solving that math problem, will calmly point out the exact thing everyone else has overlooked. Or he'll let you know when he notices that a teacher's dog has wandered away without her noticing. And then without waiting for praise or attention, he will return to observing. Einstein's theory of relativity teaches us that simply by existing, we affect our world. Nick shows us this every day. He doesn't make a scene, he makes a difference. In the Cref Lab, the makerspace here at Crefeld, where Nick was most at home, Nick designs games, he coded, he built, he tinkered, and he thought deeply. On hikes through the Wissahickon, he found peace in nature, where quiet isn't just welcomed, it's sacred. He helped care for the school's chickens with meticulous attention. He baked, he wrote, he aced extra credit. He did the work others skipped, never wanting to take the intensive classes, but always doing the intensive work anyway. Nick is an exceptional learner. George said he'd trust Nick with the keys to this school. That's not something we say lightly, but it's true. Because Nick is steady, reliable, and true. His integrity isn't loud, it's lived. And maybe that's the most remarkable thing about him. He makes things easier for others without ever noticing or announcing that he's doing so. He simply sees what needs to be done and then does it. Nick, you've been with us since 7th grade. You've grown into a brilliant thinker, a compassionate presence, and someone who gets right to the heart of the matter. You embody what matters. You move through the world with precision, purpose, and grace. You have taken what Crefeld had to offer you and offered it back to us. As you head to Champlain College, we know you'll continue to be the keystone wherever you go, unassumingly holding up what matters most and showing the rest of us how powerful a quiet presence can truly be. Congratulations, Nick. We are so grateful for you.
Lydia Akoswa Jine Malone.
If Lydia were to have a trademarked signature handle, it could possibly be alliterative. Maybe something like, Lydia is a leader who loves to learn. But I can't do Lydia full justice by limiting myself just to words that begin with L, so please allow me to elaborate a little further on those 3 L's in 3 of their dimensions at least. The first word is leader. What kind of a leader? An exemplary, natural leader. A servant leader, a community leader, and an intellectual leader. How so? Lydia's leadership gifts emerge so naturally and almost inconspicuously that they seem to be as organic as they are inevitable. She doesn't necessarily try to lead others, she just does. We see this all the time in our advisory, as well in Lydia's classes. Her teachers invariably rave about how her infectious love of learning and classroom leadership. But we also saw it in her stellar work as a selfless, devoted mentor with our Outward Bound course for the sophomores. For example, she once remarked that one of her foremost personal goals as an Outward Bound mentor was to ensure that all the students involved had rewarding experiences from their engagement with her. The second L listed was loves. Another of her teachers observed, "Everyone loves Lydia for her inherently lovable disposition. Fortunately, she also apparently loves Crefeld. This makes her an invaluable student ambassador for prospective students or guests of the school. She is a gracious, attentive host with a ready smile and a sunny disposition. She is naturally so empathetic and solicitous of others, for Lydia cares deeply about ecological and social justice issues. Her aspiration to become an environmental psychologist encompasses both of these domains. She is as committed to protecting and preserving our natural resources as she is to serving the people who depend on their reciprocal relationships with the natural world. Thirdly, there is her formidable intellectual curiosity and irrepressible, even omnivorous hunger for learning. Her teachers consistently marvel at how much Lydia loves to learn. She asks numerous questions to master new material and takes copious notes for whatever she's learning. She also seeks out additional enrichment opportunities, like the extra courses at Chestnut Hill College she took. Lydia is also eminently coachable. She invites candid feedback and invariably takes it to heart. One of the secrets to her success is her willingness to be coached hard. It keeps her on an upward trajectory of continuous improvement that's really rewarding and inspiring to see. In closing, one of my colleagues noted how Lydia makes every group she joins or space she moves into better. Students and teachers who saw her shine in the Black Student Union or Elena's Poetry Club can personally attest to this. Another faculty member remarked that it seems like there's almost nothing that Lydia can't do. Lydia's empathy and interpersonal strengths enable her to maintain strong relationships with a remarkably diverse range of people. Thomas Jefferson University won the Lydia Lottery to ensure her enrollment there for the next 4 years. All of us from Crefeld who know and love her can attest they are truly in for a treat. So, let's now launch this loving and lovable learner and leader toward all her future endeavors as a Crefeld alum, leaving a lasting legacy here.
Zivon J. Pagano.
All right, let's play a game. Start off by pulling a random character from the deck. I drew Zivon, and boy, what a character he is. He's a complex hero to play, who is rewarding to have you in your party. There's a lot to talk about when it comes to Zivon, but let's focus on his strengths and figure out the best way to implement his character. Zivan is a natural leader. He does a great job of directing other characters to complete the objective, no matter how difficult it is. He's especially great with rookie heroes, guiding them through their first adventure. Crefeld Lab appreciates his leadership skills in his classes and CSL, as he guides especially younger students in tabletop game class and various coding activities. He has limitless patience as he explains the battle plans and concepts to his middle school guildmates, rallying them for adventure and beyond. On his character sheet, Zivan has a lot of cleverness and charisma to him. He has the ability to taunt enemy monsters, give sharp, pointed comments to overzealous teachers, I mean bosses, and to inspire his allies with a quick pep talk, both in RPG and in the classroom. Zivan's mind makes him a brilliant strategist for any party. He's able to see any problem and find the most obvious solution. Other characters follow him around as he leads, as he figures out the best path forward. This was evident when he patiently planned, pursued, and persuaded others as he mapped out his plan for a new kingdom in the city planning mini-course. The creativity expressed by the Zivan character is unmatched. For his creative exhibition, Zivan created his own board game with custom rule sets. His passion for gaming and strategy shone through as he worked hard on an assignment he believed in. While this might not help you in battle, it will surely make downtime more enjoyable. Ultimately, this character is one that stands for what he believes in and is always willing to defend what he loves. Zivan advocates for himself and others. His ability to put into words ideas others struggle to say make him as close to a mind reader as the game allows. This character has an expansion pack coming this fall, where he's whisked off into a new realm, Champlain College in Vermont. His adventuring days will most definitely be filled with interesting topics and challenges as he continues to create board games and bring joy to those around him and in the world. While not all details of this expansion are out, I, for one, am excited to see where this next journey takes him. Hopefully, someday soon, we get a sneak peek into what he creates. As a great student of mine says, have a nice day, Zivan.
Cole Reardon.
Cole tells it like it is. Cole came to Crefeld in the spring of her 10th grade year. On her first day, she confidently announced that she would have no friends and that she would hate it, period. She didn't want to be in school, and she was not shy about letting us know. It was, and often still is, typical to find Cole using the hallway as a catwalk or a bathroom as a recording studio. She loves to kiki with Sierra during break and advisory, and sometimes class. No shade. No shade. Cole works hard and plays hard. If the goal is to finish schoolwork, there's no stopping Cole. And if the goal is to have fun, there's also no stopping Cole. There was a point last year when she decided that she was going to do school, and she did. Since then, she has become a leader in her classes and a mentor to other students. She does this in all the spaces she occupies: sewing, yearbook, the art room, her academic classes. She's demonstrated incredible growth as a student. Cole is conscientious about her writing and always asks for help ahead of time. She came into her senior year very organized and determined to finish her exhibitions early, which she did. Mic drop. Cole finds inspiration in many places. She loves Big Ange and Marilyn Monroe, 90s hip hop and R&B. She's a devoted Barbs. She loves to vogue so hard she sometimes sprains her ankle. Cole understands queer culture from a historical perspective and immerses herself in it. She might actually be 30, not 18. Cole holds space. It's not that bad. Cole holds space in a beautiful way. She's big on standing up to bullies and will advocate for those who are afraid to do it for themselves. She is passionate about social justice topics and will push herself to be present in uncomfortable situations. She's learning how to deal with hard emotional stuff and balance all the things an adult needs to balance. You're grown now. Cole is unapologetically herself. She has a great sense of fashion and knows where to get the good stuff, and always has a fresh set of nails and eyelashes in place. She loves wearing wigs so she can change her look without damaging her hair, and she'll tell you that this makes her feel most like herself. She even dyed her own wig for her science exhibition. Cole is charismatic and can pull anyone into a conversation. As Queen the Dream, Cole writes, records, and produces rap music. Sometimes the Queen comes to Crefeld, too. She dropped a beat during English as they read Shakespeare so that other students could rap a song about the play. Cole knows who she is and inspires those around her to do the same. Sorry, not sorry. Cole, as you move on from high school, first in your Fringe Arts internship and then maybe St. Joe's, we hope you remember that you have everything you need to be successful, no matter what you do. Being around Cole is like being in a spotlight. When it shines on Cole, it shines on everyone around her too. Thank you for holding us in your light. To borrow from Cole herself, it's not on you, it's in you. Period.
Jacob S. Riccardi.
Jacob, here you stand on your graduation day. You are the picture of a senior, mature, accomplished, and fully in the throes of senioritis. They say that a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, for the purposes of this speech, I only have time for about 300, so I'd better get on with it. While he's so much more comfortable as the photographer rather than the photographed, let me describe to you the picture that is Jacob. We'll start with his aspect ratio, a comparison of how long he's been here to how high he has soared. Jacob came to Crefeld in 9th grade, shy and a little reserved, but he quickly adjusted the settings, found his frame, and began building depth and confidence. And then we saw that sense of humor. Next, there's his aperture. With Jacob, that window doesn't swing wide open. He reveals himself in bursts. He has a short shutter speed, if you will. And if you weren't paying attention, you might miss it. A brilliant comment in class, a sharp joke under his breath, a sincere expression of care disguised as casual sarcasm. One of my favorite moments with Jacob has been catching his eye and getting him to laugh over something funny. Jacob walks the line between light and shadow, between laughter and seriousness. His humor is dry, his expressions subtle, and yet he'll call out nonsense in a heartbeat with phrases like, "You're wrong," or "That's stupid." Or he will just simply use his catch-all phrase, "Ugh." For him, that's really all the commentary that is ever needed, especially if he's ever asked to write, say, a literary analysis. And as far as his focus, Jacob has a way of quietly directing attention to what matters. He doesn't care for fluff, and if he's not interested, you'll know. Just ask anyone who's waited for one of his papers. He is a champion of the time lapse. You may think nothing's happening, but then, click, suddenly there's a product that's sharp, thoughtful, and absolutely worth the wait. On the Hawaii mini course this year, the picture that is Jacob was a study in contrasts. He wore long pants at the beach, but he was the first one up every morning, ready to go with all of his gear. He refused to watch a stunning sunset in real life because he didn't have his camera to take his signature photos of it. And he is so comfortable behind the camera. He gave us the gift of his photographs from the first time he brought his camera to the all-school field trip to Camp Darkwater, and then he continued as our photographer for the proms and the art shows. Jacob's photos are deeply stunning, and they show a surprising attention that you never realized was behind his affable smile, or sometimes grumpy frown. But most spectacularly, Jacob decided to learn about studio photography for his senior creative exhibition. He set up a studio here at school and took pictures of his peers, and the results were amazing. He displayed his pictures in the art show and presented his process for his public exhibition. His public presentation. They're all exhibitions. We learned how he used light to bring his subjects into focus, and the results were incredible. Jacob, let me be candid. Your image is a layered one, beautifully composed, sometimes underexposed, occasionally out of focus, but always worth examining. As you continue your journey at Susquehanna University to study sports media, keep adjusting your lens and honing your focus. Congratulations, Jacob. We can't wait to see what develops next.
Corey Lamar Tatum.
Hello, everyone. Before we get started, I just need to take out my earbuds. Something that Corey never does. Before I hand the microphone over to my co-advisor, Leo, I just want to share that she's okay, but she did have a fall yesterday. So instead of delivering this speech in the normal exuberant way that she talks, she's going to be delivering it in a classic Corey cadence.
Hello. If I had to describe Corey's high school journey, I say it's been like watching a recipe come to life, full of surprise ingredients, bold flavors, and just the right amount of spice. When Corey first came into our advisory, he was a bit like a mystery dish, quiet, a little guarded, with a dry sense of humor that snuck up on you. The kind of wit that made you laugh once you realized he was actually joking. But even then, you could tell something good was simmering underneath. Over these 4 years, Corey added all kinds of ingredients to his story. The warmth of morning greetings, a steady rhythm from his love of music, a plenty of laughter, especially in those unforgettable moments with Levi. They were in the same advisory for 2 years, and even after Levi moved to another group, their bond never skipped a beat. Whether they were locked in daily Brawl Stars battles or just clowning around like only they could, bringing a kind of energy and humor that kept everyone smiling. But Corey's recipe for growth wasn't just about laughs. After a tough couple of years at Crefeld, he told me something I never forget. He said, I realized the way I was showing up, being negative about school, just wasn't working. So, in 11th grade, I decided to be more positive. And it made a difference. You could see it in the way he engaged, tried new things, and started to believe in himself. That was a turning point, like turning up the heat and letting his best self rise. He stepped out of his comfort zone, from California camping to the Hawaii nature adventure, and even skipped dessert once in the name of a summer beach body. That takes commitment, or at least a lot of confidence. He has shown he's willing to take risks and expand his palette. Corey often says it was the mini courses and his teachers that helped him learn not just about the world, but about himself. And what he gave in return was even more powerful: a quiet strength, a thoughtful heart, and a growing belief in who he is and what he's capable of. Now, as he heads to St. Joseph University to study business, he's not just chasing a degree. He's preparing for something deeply personal, a secret ingredient that makes it all come together. Corey has spent years working alongside his dad, and one of the reasons he chose to pursue a business degree is so he can continue helping with the family company. Something that clearly means a lot to him. With a dash of sharp style, a pinch of the classic Corey smirk, a teaspoon of tenacity, and a squirt of
Mustard!
I will have say louder, but I can't. So I had a plan, but I can't. The Corey Tatum recipe is almost complete, but don't forget the secret ingredient: that exuberant, joyful, unforgettable laugh. Corey, I hope you keep cooking up a life full of curiosity, courage, and a good dose of humor. You are creating something really special here, and we are all proud of the recipe you have written so far. Congratulations, Chef Corey. We can't wait to see what you can cook up next.
So if I could ask the graduates to stand. Have them face the crowd. Turn around, please. Please join me in congratulating the Crefeld class of 2025. That now concludes the ceremony. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day.